ABM, and we will discuss today the important questions of the ABM module B, right? As you know that in ABM basically there are 4 modules A, B, C and D, right? And I am taking your module B and D, and Vishal Mantri sir, he is taking your module A and C. So today in this class we will discuss about some important questions from module B, that is specially from the chapter of performance appraisal, a very important chapter, and from this chapter so many important questions are there, right, from the performance appraisal chapter. So in this chapter, basically this chapter cover your performance appraisal method, performance appraisal barrier, competency mapping, behavioral event interview. So all these are the important topic. So we will take some question from the performance appraisal and from the performance appraisal method, then from the competency mapping and from the behavioral event interview, right? So we will take here first question, that is what are the 3 stages involved in the counseling process as self-defined by the superior in the context of an employee performance review? The number 1 is identifying the problem, right? Identifying the problem, suggesting solution to the employee and monitoring progress. Setting, B option is setting performance target, analyzing the performance data and providing the feedback. C is recognize the problem or issue, assisting the employee to understand the problem and addressing the problem. And D is conducting appraisal interview, setting improvement goal and documenting the counseling session. Basically in counseling, what is a counseling? Counseling is basically after the performance appraisal, if is there any employee who is not performing in a very well manner, in that case what we can do is we can give him the counseling. Counseling is all about the giving the advice to him, right? That is a counseling, giving the advice. So that is a counseling process. As self-defined by the superior in the context of an employee performance. The right answer here is C. First, you have to identify the problem or issue, assist the employee to understand the problem and addressing the problem, right? Second question is what is the primary approach that right? What is the primary approach that organization in Indian culture adopt towards the handling average or below average performer? See, in organization basically there are 3 type of performer. One is average, right? Then below average and that is above average. So basically here we are talking about the primary approach that organization in the Indian culture adopt towards handling the average or below average performer, right? The option A is organization in Indian culture prefer to implement technology to help average performer cope with the new challenge, okay? B option is organization in the Indian culture usually adopt a drastic approach of removing average performer from their job, right? C option is organization in the Indian culture provide special skill upgradation training program to improve the performance of an average performer. And D is organization in the Indian culture tend to retain average performer in job that best suit them if they acceptable performance, devotion and loyalty. So just check what will be the right answer. Right? See, the option is what? Organization in Indian culture prefer to implement technology to help average performer cope with the new challenge. That is wrong. Second is organization in Indian culture usually adopt a drastic approach of removing the average performer. That is totally wrong. The right answer is basically D. The organization in Indian culture tend to retain ठीक है. Actually in HRM na there is a problem. You can see here all the 4 options seems as a correct one, right? But you have to choose the right one. You have to choose the most appropriate one. So here the D is the most appropriate answer. Organization in the Indian culture tend to retain average performer in job that best suit them if they have acceptable performance, devotion and loyalty. So D is the right answer here. The next question is, what is the primary difference between the technical competencies and behavioral competencies? First, I'll tell you what is the meaning of competencies. Competencies is what? Competencies is basically that is the skills, knowledge, performance which is required to perform the job, right? Competency is what? That is your skills, knowledge which is required to perform the job. That is a competency. So the primary difference between the technical and behavioral is technical competencies basically it will tells you about the hard skills, right? It is tells you about the hard skills. Technical is what? That is hard skills. And behavioral is what? That is soft skills, right? So that is hard and that is soft. So if while talking about the software engineer, first example would be the software engineer. The hard skill would be for him is coding, then Java, ASP.NET, testing. These all are the hard skills. What is the soft skills or maybe behavioral competencies? That is all related to communication skills, analytical skills, verbal ability. All these are the behavioral competencies. So option A is technical competencies relate to the complex task, while behavioral competency relate to the simpler task. Technical competencies is related to the hard skill, while behavioral competencies is related to the soft skills, right? And this answer is correct. C is that technical competencies involve process and procedure, while behavioral competencies involve problem solving and decision making. D is technical competencies is easier to observe, while behavioral competencies is harder to identify and describe. So the right answer here is C, B, that is hard and soft skills. Question number 4 is, which of the following best describe competency mapping, right? What do you understand by the word competency mapping? The competency mapping is basically, competencies is what? That is your knowledge and skills. And when we link these competencies with the job, this process is called as a competency mapping, right? You are linking your competencies with your current job. So the option A is what? Okay. Option A is what? Option A is a method to evaluate the weakness of an organization and its worker. B is the process of identifying a person's job skills and strength in areas like teamwork. C is a technique to assess an organization's financial performance and profitability. And D is the process of assigning job roles based on the seniority within the organization, right? So what is the right answer here is, that is B. Competency mapping is what? Basically that is to identifying the person's skills and strength areas like teamwork. Fine. So B is the right answer. Now in the next question is, in an assessment center, which essential element ensure that assessor have a comprehensive understanding of a candidate behavior by combining input from multiple observer and resolving the disparities in the evaluation? See, in performance appraisal method, there are two types, modern method and traditional, right? So in modern method, one of the method is assessment center. What is the assessment center method? Is basically in this method, there is a place basically which is away from your workplace, where some of the exercises would be given to you, like in basket or maybe any other, like case studies and all. So after that, basically what happened is, in an assessment center, which essential element ensure that assessor have a comprehensive understanding of candidates behavior by combining input from multiple observer. So there are observer is there, and he will observe you. Whatever the task you are doing, basically, he will observe you, right? And he will observe what you are doing currently. So that is the option A is multiple assessment technique, B is multiple assessor, C is pooling of information, and D is designing of exercise. Pooling of information is the correct one. Question number 6. In an assessment center, which type of psychometric test is most appropriate for evaluating the individual's problem solving skills and logical reasoning? Just check the option here. Right? That is aptitude test, ability test, personality test, EI test. The right answer here is, that is ability test. In an assessment center, this type of ability test is the most appropriate, through which you can identify, evaluate the individual's problem solving and logical reasoning, right? In and tray or in basket exercise, what is the primary focus of assessing the candidate's abilities? Right? Option A is analytical ability for decision making, interpersonal skills and teamwork, creative problem solving skills, verbal communication and presentation skills. So what is the right answer here is? Right? See, basically in the in basket exercise, what happened is, what is the primary focus? In basket is basically the mix of the activities, maybe case studies, role plays. This is the mix basically. So what happened in basket exercise? Primary focus in what? Primary focus is on analytical ability for the decision making, right? What decision you are taking basically, that is the analytical ability. Then question number 8 is, which of the following is not, we are talking about the not, a critical aspect to be considered during the preparation and conduct of an assessment center, right? Which one is not basically? Right? So the option 1 is identifying the purpose for conducting the assessment center, B selecting the target group for whom the assessment center will be conducted, C is preparing and selecting different tool and exercises based on the purpose and position, and D is designing the physical layout and infrastructure of the assessment center venue. So here D is the wrong answer. D is the right answer, because we are talking about the not. Okay? Not a critical aspect. Question number 9 is, what is the primary premise behind the use of behavioral event interview for competency assessment? What is a BI? Basically, BI is the method through which you can find out that if you are trying to find out what is the true reflection of the future behavior of someone, that is the right answer is past behavior. Because BI tells you about that the past behavior is the true reflection of someone's behavior. How he is going to perform in the future, that you can check from the past behavior, right? So your option is, first is, it assesses an individual's potential for future behavior. It focuses on analyzing interviews, motive and skills. It relies on the self-reported data about past behavior. It captures information about actual past behavior. So which one is the right answer? See, it captures the information about actual past behavior, right? That is the basic objective of using the BI, because in BI, it assumes that whatever you have done in the past, you will, same thing you will do in the future as well. Okay? So if we are going to assess someone's how he is going to perform in the future, we have to check his past. So D is the right answer. Next question is the behavioral event interview BI is conducted with the objective to identify the competencies required for a position and it is much like the blank है यहाँ पे. The basis for the interview is the past situation faced by the candidate and at time the interviewer present hypothetical situation to the candidate which is referred to as which interview? That is, the data is gathered through a structured interview on how people respond and behave in a specific situation because past performance predict future performance, right? So what is the answer of this one? That is critical incident technique and situational. This is the right answer. ठीक है? Because here you will do the critical incident and situational interview you can ask to check what he has done in the past, right? So if I am talking about the CAIIB and CAIIB Mahapack, right? First you have to type the Adda 24/7. Then you have to go by the category, that is CAIIB and CAIIB category is there. Then CAIIB CAIIB Mahapack is there, right? In CAIIB CAIIB Mahapack, basically the double validity is going on. So you have to apply the code, that is AUG 80, right? This code you can apply, AUG 80. So first you have to click on the CAIIB Mahapack. Buy now, coupon code is already applied here. The price is 7. Right, the price is 7367.40, right? This is the price, 7367.40. And if you use the Adda application, then 1% extra discount plus coin also you will be getting here, fine? So this is the CAIIB Mahapack. Then here we have the individual batches also. So today BFM, that is maybe, right, it is going to be started. So English medium you have to click on, then buy now, and the same code you have to apply here, that is AUG 80, right? AUG 80. This code you have to apply for the 81% discount and the coins. So basically study plan is already given here in the Mahapack and in this batch. ABFM is already started, right? BFM, it will be going to start maybe from today as well, Monday. And then ABFM, BRBL and ABM, right? So basically you have to apply the code, that is AUG 80. Thank you and bye-bye. Take care.